Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Smooch, smooch.
A kissa, a debanga.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Porn parody title, surprisingly similar.
Piss, piss, bang, bang.
That's it.
From Shane Black, the creator of Lethal Weapon.
Do not play detective.
Moron.
Go home before the bad guys do something bad to you.
2 corpses in 3 hours. I mean, that's unusual, right?
Yes.
Comes a mystery.
It's a frame up. First things first. Do you have the corpse?
I got rid of it.
You threw it away.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
A picture of me?
No. The definition of the word idiot.
Oh,
I
before we
mean,
get started.
there's some light piss play in this film.
Yeah, there is.
If you're into
you
that.
Can call it piss play.
You call it piss play. I just did.
Yeah, you did.
So I proved that you can.
Big thank you before we get started to Andrew Maguire. Andrew Maguire, whether or not they realize this, chose this movie. Andrew Maguire gave me their Rotten Tomatoes review list, and they're just like, do movies
Pick from this list.
Yeah, and so that's what I've been doing.
So we said okay.
Yeah,
And this is one of those movies.
yeah. Let's talk about a movie that I'm sure you and I both have fond thoughts about. It's a 2005 Shane Black.
I saw this movie late, actually.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have stuff to say about this, but I just want to say this movie, I do think you could draw a direct line from this movie to Robert Downey Jr. getting Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying necessarily this got him it, but he's basically, again, this is 2005, so this is before all the Marvel stuff. It's earlier than I thought it was. I thought this was at the same time, and I think this is probably why he was I want Shane Black for Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
It's you wouldn't have this without me. This movie might have directly caused the MCU the success because he's doing Tony Stark in this movie. This is
a bit. He's not he's not nearly as arrogant as Tony Stark is.
No, he's more R-rated, an R-rated Tony Stark.
Yeah, and he's more of a scumbag.
Yes, he's a bad person.
It's hard to but you're right. It is so Tony Stark, and it's just his way of delivering this kind of dialogue is so connected to Tony Stark in people's minds that it was a bit of a shock each time the movie reminds you that Harry is kind of dumb.
Yeah, you're
it's
oh, he's not
right.
a genius.
That's right. He's not a genius. He's kind of an idiot.
Right. Yeah, because I can't think of
and he
Robert
never
Downey
pushes
Jr.
back. When people shit on him, he doesn't give him shit back. Really,
No, yeah, he's a coward.
Yeah, he's a total coward. Yeah, Tony Stark is not. So it's interesting to watch this with the context of the entire MCU behind it, for sure.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think of past roles for Robert Downey Jr., U.S. Marshals, the big one. That's the biggie.
That's the big
one. And then
one,
also
yeah.
Chaplin.
Yeah, Less Than Zero. Primarily Gothica and U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, and he's always been kind of a wise ass, but not really. I think about what he's played before this point. I'm
more like a fast talker.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's this. I really feels it was fully realized of this is the best way to use Robert Downey Jr.
Right, because before it had Chaplin's a bit of a different story, but Less Than Zero, U.S. Marshals. He would tend to play kind of, Air America. He's not slimy in that, but he'd play fast talkers, not necessarily smart or charming, but
or sarcastic.
often slimy. Yeah.
I
Not
think probably-
not necessarily always as sharp with the quips.
Yeah. I think the remake of The Singing Detective probably has a little of this in it. Not that anybody saw that, though. So
I've still never seen it.
yeah. I'm a big fan of the miniseries, so I watched it, and it's fine. I mean, it's Mel Gibson doing it. It was
Yeah.
Mel Gibson basically trying to rehabilitate.
Yeah, it was RDJ had just gotten out of prison and he was unhirable.
Yeah.
So that's a reason why you'll see Robert Downey Jr. Kind of stick up for Mel Gibson. Not
Yeah,
that that's
yeah.
great for him to do, but
Right. I mean, I get it.
I get
again,
it.
there's all these people, they know each other. Like this, again, this is probably the same loyalty of making Shane Black being like he's doing an Iron Man 3.
exactly, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Shane Black really helped me out with this role. Because, like
Right,
you
and
said,
you get-
nobody saw The Singing Detective. And
No,
I
except for
think
me.
he still had like the insurance problems when he was going into Iron Man, didn't he? Like,
Probably.
when I say insurance, you carry insurance on a film for actors, and for somebody who has like who is volatile or has other kinds of problems, they'll be more to, or if they're just prone to injury, like Jackie Chan, I'm sure it can also not get
Yeah,
insured.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
no, he is his own insurance, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's why he was a big part of why Robert Downey Jr. was unhirable, is because it was too expensive to get the.
Right.
Too
So this
expensive.
must have, because the other thing about Iron Man 3, I know we're not talking about Iron Man 3, but
I
it
think
is,
anyway.
of all the Marvel films, the most that is the director's movie more than Marvel. Like every other Marvel film stinks of a Marvel film. Iron Man 3 was the only time it's like, oh, like Shane Black was allowed to make a Shane Black film
Yeah.
in the Iron Man. Like
For the most
fucking
part.
Marvel has narration and takes place on Christmas and like
Yeah.
it was, and I think in part that was probably because every time Marvel,
has fucking their the crown jewel superhero Tony Stark, Iron Man, calling a little kid a pussy.
yeah, exactly. And again, this is all theoretical. I'm just guessing, but I think that a lot of that had to do with every time Marvel stepped in, Robert Downey Jr. was probably like, "We'll do it his way. We'll do
Yeah.
it his way.
Yeah,
Like, let's just do it."
Yeah, it's the Bruce Willis thing. Tell me who's your second choice for Tony
Yeah.
Stark.
Yeah.
they
Okay. Well,
did-
I'm going to call the kid a pussy. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Obviously, they did have to compromise. Famously, the villain was originally Rebecca Ferguson, not Guy Pearce.
Oh, yep. That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a Marvel film. It
still
still has a
Marvel
bunch
film.
of shit.
I think part of the actual argument was that nobody was going to buy that action figure. Anyway, let's talk about this movie.
Right. So this is like a spiritual prequel or
To the Nice Guys.
to the Nice Guys. He should make more.
I know.
How did you?
Oh, sorry.
Just how did you like this movie?
Oh, I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's a little dated. You know, you can feel that it's from the aughts. But I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I like the Nice Guys better, I think.
I do. I definitely do. After watching this again, and it's been a while, the stuff that works still really, really works.
Yes.
But I would agree, it's dated away because it's trying to do.
The Nice Guys kind of sheds the stuff that's dated. Most of it.
Yeah, there's
Sorry.
a film around this time, came a little later, a little film called In Bruges, where I would say is doing a lot of the same tone, which is that it's a couple of white guys kind of saying stuff that you're like, ooh, ooh. And In Bruges, I think, navigated that in a way that still holds up a little better, I would say, a lot better, where it's like it feels more leaning into like, yeah, this is not good guys.
Yeah, particularly In Bruges is a really interesting example because like that's like you start to like the characters less and less as the movie progresses. Like they
Yeah.
start off like Vince and Jules from Pulp Fiction. You're like, oh, I like these guys, you know?
Right.
These guys are funny. They're basically moral, you know. But the more you find, the more layers get peeled back. You're like, oh no, these guys suck. These guys all suck.
Yeah, I think Tarantino was the first iteration of this, which is that idea that I think the nuance that has gotten lost with some audiences, not all, which is like, yeah, they're bad people. And so you're not supposed to like them. Like they say bad things. They're not good guys. Which, like, then of course the question goes like, well, why am I following them? And it's like, well, there has to be more to it. But this is like that combination of a garbage person who happens to be very funny. And it's a very tricky combination because humor.
Who do we know that's like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because humor tends to soften a person, right? Where it's like,
Yeah, it endears them to you.
yeah,
Because, like it's a the Joker or like Handsome Jack if you're a Borderlands fan.
right. But usually it's like, and this movie isn't like, it's not as bad, but it's like the fucking SNL Rock sketch where he makes the pedophile robot and he's like, I thought we were villains, where it's like normally what they do is they go like that. Like for some reason we're okay when they just kill people.
Yeah.
Like the Joker.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm not a freak.
Yeah. But the moment they make them like actually bad people.
Right. The moment that they make them like real life bad people.
Right. And in this, there's sort of this underlying story that Robert Downey Jr. he's kind of a nice guy, right? Like the idea is he like they do a white knight thing throughout. And it's like, he's this guy who as a teenager was like, put this girl on a pedestal and did the the quote unquote
Kind of
friend
his whole
zoning.
life. Kind of his whole life. Like we see when they're younger kids, he's still sort of enamored of her.
Right. And so like it's this idea that he's like this weirdly puritanical towards her or like
Yeah, and that's some of the dated Shane Black shit.
and he's possessive and
it's hard to it's more excusable in this, but like because it's like Harry's not the best dude, but it never really. The movie never. It's Shane Black has written that into his screenplays before, and that's kind of like one of the bigger problems with his screenplays is this is in Iron Man 3 too, where his women characters are not good.
Right, which I would argue actually is a new problem because I don't know, maybe this was something that was in the production or something, but I find The Long Kiss Goodnight to be one of his most delightful scripts. But even that one, it's like femme fatale shit.
Yeah.
Like, but it's still like Gina Davis
And I like-
that makes that role great.
Yeah, and I like Michelle Monaghan's character in this, but there's like.
He always gives them good material, but they're written fundamentally, and this is like the theme of this movie.
Yeah, excuses a lot of shit. It's like
it's hard because I do think Robert Downey Jr. is also supposed to be a piece of shit. He's not like they do a thing where like
the part of the point of it is he is trying to fit her into this box. Waka Waka. That's the first thing we see is her putting her into a box that's sawing her in half, and it's not what it appeared to be. So yeah, I think it's more excusable in this. It's a thing he does is he tends to either underwrite his female characters to have them excuse a lot, or he tends to kind of make them shrewish, like sitcom wives.
yes,
Like Pepper in
sure.
Iron Man 3 is kind of like is
Right.
weirdly written because she has no sympathy for Tony, who has like 2 layers of PTSD.
yes, she does not care.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't remember
It's
how
a
we
little
got here, but
Oh no, I guess we're talking about the dated aspect of the nuance.
right, yeah.
Because it is
And now
like
it's more excusable here because he's literally putting her into a box, and that's a thing he has to get over.
right, and Michelle Monaghan, like they give her one of the more active moments where he's high in the car without his finger, and she has to go do everything.
Oh, that's a fun scene. Yeah, I can like that and all the dialogue. Like I had the thought this watch through. It's like, oh, I see why Michelle Monaghan would be like, oh fuck yeah, I want to do this. Like it's like the dialogue is it's like it's really crackling. And she gets to do a lot of she gets to physically do a lot of shit. She's never the damsel really, I don't think.
right.
She's part of she's one of the detectives essentially.
She's the damsel at the end. She says, "Come for me, my knight," or whatever.
Oh,
like she
right.
literally damsels out. But it's almost
But
like
it's after
that's,
she's flipped the van and rolled
she's sort of like she's done enough legwork that
they do it in a way that doesn't make you groan.
yeah.
Anyway, it didn't. But
It's all to say, yeah, it's dated. Like things that I think were considered progressive aren't. Like I think the
that's the other thing.
the Gay Perry of it.
Gay
all.
Perry, yeah. Gay Perry
Which-
is a fun character, but it's like He says a lot of gay slurs, and it's like it's written by Shane Black and performed by Val Kilmer, neither of whom are gay.
Yeah, Val Kilmer, a man who probably, was like, yeah, I'll say gay slurs. I do that all the time. It's fine. No.
Put that evil on Val Kilmer.
I don't know Val Kilmer's life. No, but it's just
it's like when
literally all you had to do is replace him with a gay actor.
Yes,
and I think
gay actor.
And I think if you had a gay actor there who was also like, I don't feel comfortable saying this, or I want to say this instead, or let's have some actual perspective.
Get some actual authenticity rather than it's like false authenticity because it's so like, hey, we use the same slurs about ourselves and we're real like upfront about, it's like, it's a weird way to present a gay character that was seen as kind of progressive at the time.
Right.
And it didn't feel as dated. Well, no, it's still I still have all the same problems I had with it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought, as I remembered, if that makes sense.
Could have been, yes, it
could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse.
It's hard because there's an element of lampshading in this, which I want to talk about that aspect. But like he's literally called Gay Perry, where being gay is his defining characteristic.
It sure is.
And it's one of those things where you're like, I don't know if you're lampshading it, but even if you're not, it's still very loud problem with the character where you're like, even if you're lampshading it, it's still like, and that I wanted to talk about that aspect of this movie because this movie is very meta at times in a way that I think has become dated, and other times where I'm like, that's the good stuff.
I remembered the meta being worse. Like watching it this time around, I was like, oh, the meta, I don't mind the meta aspect this time.
It's more just that's dated in a different way, I'd argue, which is that like at the time that was refreshing. Watching that and being like, oh, they're acknowledging it. Yeah.
It feels quaint now.
Having him like when Perry comes in at the end and he's like, I hate it when movies do that. Like he was clearly dead. It's even more like the I Will Survive phone ring. It's like it seems so obvious that he was written to have died.
Well, because I Will Survive is telling us he will survive.
Right, but then it's the tragic irony. It's just like it's that's a great runner throughout because it's like, oh, it's just a running joke and then it has significance that adds to a character you like dying, but then they just go like, isn't that stupid how he brought him back? And there's a few of that where I'm like, again, at the time, it like when the exposition scene, for example, when they're talking about the dad, I had forgotten that the narration comes. I was like really writing like, oh, this is our exposition scene, and then the narration comes in and goes, yeah, that's the exposition scene. Like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come back. And it's like, right.
It literally underlines it for it. Well, not literally, but it underlines it for us. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like,
it does have a. That's me. Bet you're wondering how I got here.
Right. Again, it's all stuff that, like, it's almost like if a young person watched this, you have to be like, you don't understand. This was new.
Yeah, it's like showing them Jaws, trying to explain. My nephew hates Jaws. He thinks it's boring.
Oh, you should. I know it's not your kid, but you should ground him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then so that stuff, I'm like, I still enjoyed it, but it is sort of like, okay, this led to other stupider versions.
Yeah, this was cool at the time, and then people trying to copy it made it way less cool.
Right. For me, the example
like Scream.
Yeah, like Scream. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is that what you were going to say, or?
No. I was going to say in this movie, the example that I'm like, to me, and maybe I'll be wrong, but this will never die as a form of meta. Personally, is instead it's the show don't tell, which is, I'm going to show you I'm a badass, so I'm going to play Russian roulette, and then first shot kills him, and it all goes to shit, and he's traumatized, and he's like, "What did you do? Why did you do that?" Like or casually throwing the gun in the lake, where you're like, "That's what they do in movies," and the guy
right.
you're like,
and it's so fuck, it's dumb. Yeah. Oh, you threw it right next to the car. You don't think they're going to find my gun when they drag the lake?
This extremely unique gun.
Yeah, it's a very unique, like the porcelain handgun that his mom gave to him.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, that's the shit that I eat up.
That's
I
the,
still
that's
eat
the
up.
Shane Black. Yeah, when in Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling punches the glass and his arm is bleeding like shit.
Right.
Like, yeah, the Russian roulette in this is great.
That's why I think
there's
the Nice Guys
there's
is
a
just
lot of that stuff in this.
Yeah, Nice Guys is just, I think, the more refined version
Yeah.
of this. Well, this has some of the better examples because I think this is just his first attempt where it was like
It
these
still
are
has-
all the
it still has a lot of Lethal Weapon in its DNA.
yeah
Like, it still has kind of
for
that
sure.
grimy aspect to the action mystery.
Yes. And then that's the other part. I mean, a great fucking premise of a researching actor shadowing a PI is a great fucking
And then,
noir
like,
premise.
lying
LA
and saying
noir.
he's the PI to impress a woman.
Yeah, that is
Incredible.
That is that's a beautiful bit.
I also
throughout.
there's a Shane Black like immediately undercuts that. Like, you think, oh, this farce is gonna be. Nope, she finds out pretty quickly that he's not a detective.
Oh yeah.
Like, that doesn't
Oh, yeah.
become a thing really at all.
I mean, that's the other factor I think in a lot of Shane Black or modern Shane Black. Not so much. I feel like he was more on the rails with this, but because he's so used to narrative and like storytelling and structure, there's like that Guy Ritchie randomness where it's like some of it doesn't even matter, or some of it sort of like it matters, but like her slamming his fucking finger in the door and him losing the finger, and it's like, well, this is a problem now. And like he has to go to the hospital and come back, and then it like gets resolved the first time kind of quickly, but then the finger falls back off, and then the part where the dog has it and then it eats it, and he's like, oh, we're good now, we're good.
Yeah, we're good now.
I think the problem solved
It was a
itself.
way to get him to that crime scene. You know,
Yeah, and
'cause
passing out in the car.
Yeah, she steals the car and takes it to the henchman's house. And
Right, like I realized there were certain things structurally in this movie like that felt very third acty that was happening halfway. Like in the halfway point, they do the thing where he's like almost going home, and then he has like a realization, and that's normally reserved for like the final push.
yeah, the pacing is weird, which I'm not sure if it quite works, but I like the idea of it because it's very noir, right? And it's a good way to like like he dumps kind of like the big twist of a noir in the middle of the movie, and then
Right.
the big noir twist at the end is that actually no, the cases weren't related really.
Right. Yeah, it's undermining a classic noir trope.
Yeah.
Which we talked about The Long Goodbye as being like, oh, clearly an inspiration, because this you can
Oh, yeah.
really see it.
And like
The equivalent of a man walking into the ocean happens several times in this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, okay, I guess that doesn't matter anymore. Or like, oh, okay, I guess new thing.
Yep. Moving on.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Shane Black is that guy with bookshelves loaded with the old dime detective novels like Dashiell Hammett and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's that's his
so-
that's his whole thing.
That feels like even again Iron Man 3 has a noir feel to some parts, and even that also has the like, oh, we're doing this trope and then we undermine it and it's a
Yeah.
completely different thing in a silly way, where I think he likes the extra points if this thing that seems sinister or mysterious ends up being stupid
Yeah.
and
Ben
unrelated.
Kingsley.
Yeah, where it's like take Ben Kingsley, great example, and like do a Marvel trope. Like he took a Marvel trope of like we're gonna whitewash this character.
Yep, he's gonna
with
do a
with
weird
big,
voice.
Yep, and it's like a major actor who you know is only gonna, or you assume is only gonna be in this one movie, and it's like
Yeah,
just
bringing
completely
him
undercut
back
it.
was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
think I think Ben Kingsley. I think he craves comedy. I think he's like
Oh yeah,
it's a fun character.
that's why he's in
get
The
it.
Love Guru.
Exactly, the Love Guru. Oh man, now
What
that's
a film.
movie. So there's like that element. There's like it really is like just supersized or like supercharged rather Shane Black, because it's like what makes a Shane Black movie in this era is like I feel like a noir element, a mystery is often there.
Yeah.
Two shitty dudes usually, or like two bickering dudes,
Yeah.
two guys who are at odds. Like again, even Iron Man. It's like the bit where Robert Downey Jr. and fucking Don Cheadle is like in the shootout, and you realize like Don Cheadle is actually the guy who knows what he's doing. Is a great dynamic change.
Shoots on, just pops right back down.
Yeah,
Or the scene with, or
too quick, couldn't see. How confidently he says that.
Or the scene with Ben Kingsley where Don Cheadle's like, Tony, I am going to shoot him in the face.
Yeah. And that is again. Look at least the three movies we're mostly talking about. It's not only it's a partner where one of them is a dipshit and the other one knows a little more of what he's doing.
Right. The other, it's,
The Nice Guys is also that.
it's a pretty classic sort of pair up, the sort of a straight man to the comedic character.
Surly straight man to the idiot. But yeah, it's Lethal Weapon, I guess. But it's more. There's more like an element of incompetence, I'd say. A little lean towards like someone who's kind of a very confident smooth talker who doesn't really know what he's doing. The beautiful.
He's
I
bluffing.
think probably.
Yeah.
The best scene in this for me is the part where he sees the guy like perv on her at the party and gives the badass speech, and then hard cut to him just getting his ass kicked.
Fucking getting pummeled on the front lawn.
Not just about bullied, like shoved, like shoving him.
Right, he's like shoving his head to the ground and then punching him, but like slowly punching him. Like he's like his heart's kind of going out of it. Like it's clear he's been beating him for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he leaves with her. So the implication is also like, oh, and she wasn't even like being perved on. It was like her boyfriend, which we later learned it wasn't. But like, I just love that it's completely deflating.
Yeah.
It's the white knight of it all. Like that's the whole point is he thinks he's there to come to her rescue and that's why I do think like the arc again is her saying, come to my rescue. You finally get to come to my rescue. And he finally meets the moment.
Yeah.
And so I get why that's it all sort of leading to that,
With his actual talent, which is his fast hands.
Right. It's the one thing he's got.
Yeah, he snatches the phone out of the air earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his ability to hang off a corpse, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a thief.
Yeah, he's a thief. That's the idea.
I love the starting premise too. That's one of my favorite offers is a guy who just saw someone get shot accidentally going into an
audition. That is so good.
It's so stupid. I love it.
It's so stupid.
Again, it's the Guy Ritchie randomness
combined.
Kicks
in and apologizes and tells him good luck.
Yeah. It's such a stupid bit. It's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
I also like, and this isn't the only movie that's done this, but like when someone is trash talking and as a result the bad guy hurts someone else or keeps hurting someone else, where Val Kilmer keeps toting the Benjamin to hurt Robert Downey Jr.
He always has a scene like that. Like it's a little bit like the scene in The Last Boy Scout, except Damon Wayans is the one that gets hit.
Right, yeah. Oh man, Last Boy Scout. God damn.
Last Boy Scout's a great one.
That feels, I think that The Last Boy Scout of early Shane Black, I would say is the closest to this. Because I do feel like there was this moment. I think the moment is when he was allowed to direct things, or rather when he started to direct things more, where he was like, it felt like fully off the leash, which was like, like his movies have always been meta, has always been clever, but like for a while they were more mainstream, right? Like Lethal Weapon or
I still feel like Lethal Weapon still is, that's pretty sweet script, pretty good movie. But
again, there's always meta elements for sure.
Yeah. Like I think Last Boy Scout is like the closest, like that's kind of where like modern Shane Black starts to seep in more, because it's like Last Boy Scout is almost a comedy with as many jokes that as are in it, but
Right.
it's still like a pretty traditional 80s action movie. Like, it's directed by Tony Scott.
Right. And of course, Last Action Hero
Yeah.
is like basically everything here. It's what if a character walked around an action movie going, this happens in action movies and
Yeah.
that happens in action movies. So he's been meta pretty early on.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's true. That's true.
I definitely like it more. Like, I love that Last Action Hero, but I think it's just that I think it slowly works better when it's just less lampshaded.
Right. More subtle. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
This one
it's
still,
always,
like I said, I didn't. I liked the meta at this time around, but it is still a little bewildering, particularly the very end when he's speaking to a camera. It's like, what is this?
What is that? What is that?
Who is he talking
What is that
to?
camera for?
Yeah.
That was the weird part. That was like, oh, I didn't need to know why it was being narrated. That to me really stuck out as like, the fuck is this? I guess the idea is he's logging this for a movie. Like, I think that's the idea, is that he's
movie
now
pitch, yeah.
Yeah. But it is weird.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just like that little bit further. Like you said, it's Shane Black off the leash, so it's like, yeah, this is me being artistic. What if I take it even one step further removed, and now he's directly speaking to a camera?
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gotten more meta with. I mean, Last Action Hero, I think it's as meta as it can get.
Yeah, and I think he just did a pass on that one too. Like, he's not the only credited writer on Last Action Hero.
Interesting.
At least I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's a Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that. Yeah. You know who needs to come back to a Shane Black film now more than ever? Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
I think he in The Long Kiss Goodnight, he has a line that sums up to me Shane Black's entire his entire vibe, and it's not a particularly great line. It's just the part where she says, like, are you always this stupid, or do you take lessons? And he goes, I took lessons. And it's like, to me, that's like every Shane Black exchange is kind of a version of that. There's a meta element to the back and forth.
Yeah.
There's a smart assness to it.
Right, yeah. You're right. Yeah, where he's taking like a step outside of the trope, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, like you.
Right. It's the looking up
Yes,
idiot
I
in the
did
dictionary
take
in
lessons.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'll be the definition of idiot, which you are.
Yeah. And I think that is all of Shane Black in a weird way, which is like, you know, the tropes are coming, and how can I subvert them in a fun way? And that's pretty much it. Where it's like, and not even in ways that are necessarily surprising, like they throw a body off of a building, shot of a dumpster. What's going to happen? The body is going to slam into the side of the dumpster and hit the pavement.
It's like Russell Crowe in Les Miserables, man. It just bounces off this. Ugh.
And it's a perfect, like, what is the funniest way we can subvert the things, the visuals you are seeing right now? Even if you know it's going to happen, it's just like, of course, that's the way to do it. It can't land in the dumpster.
I didn't expect it to go that wrong. Like, I thought it was going to be like a funny beat of it landing in the dumpster with like a bong.
Oh, yeah.
God.
And then it's like, I think another person would think, oh, let's have it hit nowhere near the dumpster. That's like a Simpsons gag. But it's like, no, we're going to split the difference. Because you're probably looking at it, and the binary in your head is probably like, it's either going to land in the dumpster or not. And it's like, no.
Surprise,
It's going
motherfuckers.
to slam into the dumpster and then flop out of it, which is the funniest version that you could possibly think of with that. Absolutely delightful. Very stupid.
Yeah. Man, there are a lot of fun moments like that in this movie. I do like this movie.
That's the
I think
thing.
it holds up.
I like the comedy of this movie. I just think there's certain parts where it's like when Robert Downey Jr. has that weird like incel rant of like, when a man sleeps with a lot of people, it's fine, but if a woman does,
That's some of the shit I
Like-
was talking about up top, where it's hard to tell if that's Shane Black pontificating or if it's character appropriate stuff, because like we said, he's trying to fit Michelle Monaghan into this box.
It's hard because it's almost too villainous. Like the
Yeah.
line that I think works for his character is the gods put America on end and shook it, and all the not fucked up women managed to hang on or whatever.
All the normal
Like,
women hung on. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the West Coast, which is just a funny metaphor, and like where it's like it's someone expressing like frustration. They do this thing throughout, which I just don't think works though. Ultimately, which is that like all the women treat him like he's a piece of shit, and I'm like, he is Robert Downey Jr. I'm sorry. Like all the women are like, not gonna work, like I like when he like hits on the woman and she kind of walks away and he's like, that's it, huh? That's it. All right.
Well, no, she talks to him, like that's part of part of what makes the oh, that's it, huh? Funny. Like she walks up to him and starts talking to him, and then just starts to walk away, and he says to her, that's it, huh? She says, yep.
Yep. Yeah. Job interview over.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Later.
It's like, I forget what it is, but it's like, what do you do? And he says, I'm a detective.
Yeah. There's also general frustration with LA. I invented dice as a kid.
Yeah, I'm retired. I invented dice as a kid.
But that's definitely, I remember when I first came to LA, there was constant, what do you do? Which is people at a party saying, so what is your value? Ultimately.
Yeah, I think they're yeah.
Everybody's
I think networking.
I've talked about how I ate a man's business card right in front of them at a party. And the reason why was, I feel bad because he was genuinely like, hey, I printed those. And I was like, sorry. It's just, he was like, I was, again, fresh into LA way before Cracked.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I want to get into like filmmaking. And the guy was like, cool. Oh, cool. I'm a party planner. Maybe we should do something together. And gave me his card. And I'm like, why? Like,
well, what on earth would we do together?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you've ever been to like networking type parties where it was people fresh out of film school or whatever. And there's that networking. So like there is this element of this movie that's like definitely someone's frustration with LA, right? But it seems very directed. It seems very directed at women in LA, where I would argue it's like, it's kind of all of them. It's all of the people in LA.
It's everyone in LA, yeah.
And he has, of course, this like the Shane Black version of LA is the kind of LA that makes people want to go to LA because they assume it's like, oh, look at all these cool parties and like art shows.
It's
and
like cool, and there's intrigue, and everybody's hip.
Yeah.
And it's kind of grimy, but in like, in the appealing way, if that makes sense.
Right, and that's the other meta element because it's about someone it's about people's fantasy versions of things, right?
Yes,
his fantasy version of her sister's fantasy version of this guy.
Yeah,
and like
Corbin
having
Burnson.
these. Yeah, it starts with a magic trick.
Yep.
And then her pretending to be her and going, I'm going to be an actress. And it's like that. I think that is the overall theme, which is like, and then of course, almost like getting slapped by her father, which is like this theme of like people's reaction to other people not being what you want them to be, right?
Right, yeah.
Or what you fantasized or the pedestal you've put them on. So like that's definitely there. It just feels like it never really comes into focus for Robert Downey Jr. specifically.
No, it just sort of kind of resolves it. Like we don't really see him get over that.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
In fact, the arc is like, no, I am the
That's
damsel
a shame
now.
Black.
It's a shame Black. So I think the character stuff ultimately is like,
It's pretty weak, yeah.
Yeah. But it has all the comedy elements that are like the superficial stuff is there. It's just the Nice Guys, I think, is the more refined version, as it would be. It's made
10
after
years
this.
later, yeah.
The part in The Nice Guys where he dives for his ankle gun because he
had a
dreamt that he
dream.
had it. That is one of my favorite jokes.
Who told you I
'Cause
have
he
an ankle
can't-
gun?
He can't even really articulate what happened in his own mind. It's amazing.
And then she's like, "What the fuck is he doing?" I will ask him.
That's the other, of course, Shane Black loves, which is you take a group of people, pointing a gun at another group of people, and then you keep changing the social dynamics within those people where
Yeah.
the henchmen start siding with the good guys or like
Right, where people still trying to observe the social contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he loves two henchmen who are funny guys.
Yeah.
And so that's another one.
Yeah.
And this is stuff where it's like I expect it, but it works on me every time.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like a baby, but I'm just like, the henchman said something a henchman wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
It's like Keith David and Matt Bomer and the Nice Guys.
Yeah. It's always fun for me. I don't know. It's
Yeah, no, yeah. The fucking inventor of Scrabble that we were just talking about on the last Boy Scout. Where where Damon Wayans is the one talking shit, but they beat him up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. And his movie, he doesn't put out these movies every year. Like, I would say Guy Ritchie, at least early Guy Ritchie, was another one where I'm like, it's funny because Tarantino, I don't have this for. And nor do I have really, well, I have it a little bit for Wes Anderson, which is that a director who kind of does the same thing. And what makes his movies fun and exciting is getting to see which actors he gets in that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's a good choice, you know?
Part of it, yeah. I still, with like Guy Ritchie and, oh my God, Shane Black.
Yeah.
I do like a good, I like it when the mystery is interesting. Like the mystery is still
for
a
sure.
component of it.
Absolutely.
But it's
yeah.
definitely, it's the buddy cop stuff, the stuff that, made him famous.
Right. And it's just always fun to see that dialogue said. Like Keegan-Michael Key, who's in, The Predator, he's now in his new film.
That's true, yeah.
Play Dirty. And I'm like, ooh, I feel like that's going to be even better. Because The Predator was one where it's like it had masters that weren't just Shane Black.
Yeah.
I still enjoy that movie.
It's such a weird movie, man.
Yeah. I enjoy it because I enjoy that we were like, okay, we're going to do some real Predator films coming up, but let's get the sillies out real quick.
Yeah.
Like, let's
do the goofiest one imaginable.
let's do the Jason Takes Manhattan of the Predator.
It truly was spectacular.
Yeah. But like, and then Lakeith Stanfield, I'm like, ooh,
Yes.
saying some Shane Black lines. Tony Shalhoub.
So, and that was what I was saying earlier. That was all to say that that's certainly an aspect to it, but there is stuff that it's specifically about Guy Ritchie and Shane Black movies that I also like to see with each.
Yes.
Like, it's not just, I wouldn't just be fine with the same thing over and over again with a new cast, like with,
Yes.
some of the other examples you gave. Like,
But
anyway.
Yeah, or another example is Knives Out, frankly, where I'm like I almost feel like Shane Black could have done a very like stated series of LA noir films.
Yeah.
And completely new cast every time, but just said like this is going to be my LA noir series, and you're going to get a new one every few years.
Oh
and
man, I want that universe to exist too.
Yeah. Because that's why I like Knives Out, where it's like, oh, who gets to be in this one next? Who do I get to see be silly? You know?
And I liked Glass Onion. I didn't care for the original one too much because the mystery wasn't that interesting to me. But anyway,
right. And these, I think the mystery is interesting enough. It's very noir, where you're kind of like the moment you see him, you're like, well, that guy did it. And sure enough, he did it. Like, it's not a huge mystery.
Yeah, and this one is more about like we were saying, the pacing's kind of weird. It's more about keeping you on a back foot, which is a big element of noir. Like ultimately the pieces always are relatively simple. It's this huge web of conspiracy that the character is thrust into a position where it all seems bewildering because you don't have any of the information or the context.
Right. It's also like the life is chaos of it all, where I would argue like this is more chaotic than real real life of like, you know, the nice guys, Margaret Qualley, like, oh, she gets away. Oh, right into the
Nope.
killer's hands. You know, it's stuff like that.
But he gets to be funny in that scene.
Right. It's the same with this, where it's like a lot of moving pieces. Some of them actually connect, you know, like Gay Perry's gun.
Yeah, they all
in his
connect. It's
pants, or
just
like,
he does a lot of switching up how, like you said, the subversion. It's playing with the trope of how you expect it to come back.
right, and it's all sort of like her following her gun going off, the hot dog guy shooting at the bad guy because he hears the gun go off, where it's like, and then the lady takes the car with him in it, and it's like, it's all just fucking chaos. But it's kind of like coordinates in a very fun way.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
everyone's kind of a fuck up.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a fun element of some. It's not in every Shane Black movie, but it's a fun element in some of them, like this one and The Nice Guys.
I like that because I am definitely like, I believe that most people don't really know what they're doing in general.
Yeah, and that's
Like-
kind of what made Jules and Vincent so appealing, right? Is because they were normal guys. They were having this normal conversation.
Right. I think
Yeah.
Tarantino was this before this was. Where
And
it's like,
yeah, Vincent famously, you know, the whole last part of the movie is he accidentally shoots Marvin in the face.
right. That scene I think is like probably, and what's interesting is Tarantino kind of he veered away from that a bit, which is
You're
nothing
right.
wrong with that.
Yeah, sort of.
But-
But making it more comedic, he definitely did. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think if we're trying to track this idea of like Guy Ritchie, Shane Black, zany crime, I would put Martin McDonagh in that as well. Of like smart talking, funny guys who are more normal. It really does come down to Reservoir Dogs. I'm sure that, I mean, we talked about The Big Goodbye or The Long Goodbye. There's things before it. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't start anywhere, but I think that's like the new era, right? Is like the moment a bunch of guys are sitting around talking about Madonna, and then
And
they're
tipping.
doing a yeah.
Who didn't tip?
And the moment he accidentally shoots a guy in the face, and it's like suddenly changes the entire course of the movie. It's like, this is the stuff that like, yeah,
It's such a punchline. It's so slapstick.
it's amazing. I remember that. Unforgettable seeing that for the first time. Popping.
Oh man, poor Phil Lamar.
I know. Yeah, and it's Phil Lamar. Which
It's
is
Phil
a wild
Lamar, yeah.
detail. It's so weird.
Kathy Griffin's in it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's Pat. What's her name? She's the scrapyard lady. God, I'm blanking on her name.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of random
It's-
cameos in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Back to Kiss
Yeah.
Kiss
I
Bang
mean,
Bang.
I think this all mostly it's.
Julie Sweeney.
Oh, there you go. It's just funny that like when you look at it and stand back, you're like, it's a formula. It's like superhero films, it's like
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. So you just got to find ways to play with it.
Yeah, and I think it just happens. These types of movies are so few and far. You know, like we had. I would say there are certain. I'm going to call them imitators or movies that didn't quite meet that along the way, and there was probably a little oversaturation here and there. But generally speaking, these don't happen that often, and when they really work, they really work. You know.
Yeah.
Like I would argue there's the other version, which is like Crank, where Crank isn't smart, it's fun, but it's not clever.
No.
It's just, wouldn't it?
No
be
one would
random
ever
if?
accuse it of being clever.
Right, and then you get like Shoot 'em Up, and like you know,
I don't like shoot 'em up, but
no, I was about to say I don't like Shoot 'em Up
Oh,
because
okay,
it felt too like it was trying to be this.
yeah, and I think that's like they make the jokes too obvious or too loud. Like
yeah, isn't this awesome?
right, or like part of what makes like the Shane Black like goofy or like funny henchman or like turning a trope on its head is it's not really overthought. Like it's not necessarily super loud. It'll be something like Ryan Gosling cutting his wrist on the glass, or like somebody doing like I don't like a crawling along like a tightrope, and they'll just like fucking slip, or like
Yeah.
like it'll just be a small thing to like change up what you normally think is going to happen. Like you said, the Russian roulette scene where he's like being all badass.
Because we've all had that thought. What if it happens on the first shot?
What if it happens on the
We've all
first
had that
shot?
thought.
187.
Russian
That's
roulette
what happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sam Jackson.
Another one I need to shout out because I feel like this rests in a weird place where I'm not ultimately sure what they were going for, which is Running Scared, the remake, where you're like,
man.
what the fuck? All
I
right.
love Running Scared, but like
Me
Running
too.
Scared,
It's in
Running
its own
Scared,
category.
Yes, Running Scared is a Guy Ritchie, is a humorless Guy. It's a completely humorless
Yes.
Guy Ritchie story. And it's like, what if this was just too? What if a Guy Ritchie movie was just too fucking real?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is happening
God,
here?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Out of its goddamn mind.
Yeah. You know what I think might be this is I haven't watched it in a while, but you know what I might think might have was supposed to be one of these and it got something happened along the way is Cellular.
Maybe.
Remember Cellular?
Yeah, the Chris Evans
I feel
one?
like yeah, I feel like that because if you remember that has moments of comedy throughout that are like
Not really, actually.
it has a couple like little and he has to keep like stealing phones and stuff like that and it's like that movie I think would have been a classic if you had just made it I don't know way more funny like way more random way more weird like that felt like it was trying to be a thriller too much but like as like that premise
Right, that's more of
is
a
a great
funny
premise.
Yeah, like he has to keep getting to different phones.
it's the director of Snakes on a Plane, so it's like it almost feels like that guy never quite got the tone.
He definitely, the Snakes on a Plane is a pretty resounding failure.
Shark Night, he also did Shark Night. It's all
Shark
it's
Night's
like
not very good
there's
either.
this like spectrum of irony and meta where it's like I feel like he always
fail
kept
to do
kind
both.
of missing it.
Yeah. You fail to do either, and it's just kind of a movie for nobody.
Right, and so it's a hell of a swing, and it feels like only certain people are allowed, or rather,
There's
managed to do it.
Yeah, there's just finesse to it. Like you don't have to overthink it. It can just be as simple as the first bullet in Russian roulette goes off, or he says the badass Dirty Harry line to a guy who then just hauls off and beats the shit out of him.
Right. Yeah.
So that's and that's like a belly laugh. Like it doesn't need to be any, it doesn't need to be more like you don't need to keep putting hats on it. You know what I mean? Like I think like that's like the problem of like shoot 'em up is it's way too loud. And that's what it was going
again,
for.
it's not clever.
That's what it was
They're
going
going more for Crank. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't think that succeeded at being anything.
I think it helps when the action and the violence is grounded because that creates that chaos, right? Where it's like, oh, these little things that in other action movies might have been regarded as like a whatever are actually really big problems when you think about them, things like
The
that.
Ryan Gosling thing.
Yeah. Or a movie we recently watched, Caught Stealing, has an element of this too.
Oh, yeah.
Caught Stealing is Darren Aronofsky's attempt at making one of these movies, which is a very interesting attempt, or a success. Like it is. He successfully made one of these movies.
Yeah.
But he went like it's somewhere almost like a Running Scared, where it's like, but less fun.
Much funnier
Weirdly.
than Running Scared.
Yeah.
Like Running Scared is not funny.
And then In Bruges, I'm not even sure people would. In Bruges is one of these, but In Bruges is more melancholy, weirdly. And like it doesn't feel like it belongs in this. Like
It doesn't
Martin
have this. It's
McDonagh-
not as frenetic. It's about being stuck in place. Partially, is part of that, I think. But Martin McDonagh doesn't tend to be as kinetic.
The thing about him was that even in Bruges, watching it, I was like, this feels more like someone who's going to win an Oscar. It's that where it's like he's making a crime comedy drama, but like it did feel like it was coming from like a slightly, I don't want to say more artistic place, but you know what I mean, where it was like a more like artsy Like Seven Psychopaths, I think is closer to the Shane Black zany stuff.
I think so, but still its own unique brand of darkness.
Yeah, and then Three Billboards. I've only watched that once. That was fucking dark.
Yeah, that's just dark. Yeah, there's nothing fun about that.
No.
We're talking about other films now.
That's
It's usually a good
that's
sign
true.
that we're done.
Yeah, I do want to note something because I just looked up what Martin McDonagh is doing next. He's doing a movie with Steve Buscemi, Sam Rockwell, and Parker Posey, and John Malkovich,
Good Christ.
and Tom Waits. So
What the
I'm like,
fuck?
oh, okay. This is gonna be
That's just a buggy full of goblins.
this is gonna be a
It's going to be
delightful
awesome.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. All
That
right.
snake's
Yeah,
on
we
a
could be done.
plane.
Yeah. Shit. Andrew McGuire, thank you.
Thank you.
Always a delight to talk about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Much appreciated. This was through our Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We have exclusive podcasts on there for $5 a month. Just $5, you get access to so many podcasts. Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, the entirety of Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Spiel Boys, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Himboos, our Supernatural podcast. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. That's for kicking a little more. We have a Discord for everybody, but there's different tiers on the Discord. And then there's tiers rewards like this where people get custom movies that we review
Yeah.
and discuss. So check that out.
We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store, where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So please check that out. Rate and review our
Pretty please.
podcasts wherever you're listening, and check out our new show, Badical, Badical, also wherever you're listening. And don't stick your fingies into doors. You'll get them chopped off.
No,
Get 'em
keep your
chopped
fingies
right
to,
off.
Yeah, keep them to yourself. Keep
your
them all the
fingies to
fingies.
yourself.
Yeah, and your toes. Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew, or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.